To preserve the place of the facts, it is that the place where a crime was committed is protected, isolated, and preserved as it was found in order to take care of the evidence and prevent it from being contaminated or lost. For the police or as the first respondent, the first step is preserving the scene is to analyze if there is still a latent danger for the victim, for other people, or for the police themselves. The first step in this scenario is to trace the main evidence to determine the limits of critical sound and neutralize it, be implementing a cordon in order to protect and preserve the evidence. Before entering the crime scene, we put on our personal protective equipment. We secure and protect the crime scene with the crime scene tape, barricade with ingress and egress that must be controlled.
Observation must focus on the site of the event in a direct way, especially in its evidence. It's important that at the site of the event only four senses are used. Words first order of application should be considered seeing, smell, hearing, and ultimately touch that will play a very important role for the handling and collection of the things. Once the site has been meticulously observed, as well as in the evidence and previous selection of team, we will proceed to the investigation of reality of it. An open place. Once the critical area has been identified, the area where the main evidence is located should be a cordon of white, a limiting tape, preferably red. A yellow tape will be used for the second cording area and the advocacy distance should tell only the authority has access to the site and carries out its activities. Wood of tiers laid area with roadblocks is considered is institutional required. A closed place. In this case, the police must definitely ensure access to the property. The patrols and other police officers should be let off the cordon in all access.
Securing to the crime scene. This forms an essential part of the preliminary proceeding and appeals to the all types of crimes. It is carried out before proceeding to light pack and send to the laboratory any physical elements of proof. To place of every events must the previous set that proceeds with the collation and the packaging technique. The writing description. It consists of narrating with using the techniques of reading report related to the place where the facts are characteristics, geographical location of population, orientation, its dimensions and the shapes, the elements or furniture that exists in, the same distribution in which they are, and of course, everything pertaining to the crime investigated, including description on the presence location of the each club that is found. Forensic photography. The photography on the scenes help to the capture and show the origin state of the event to the serve as a permanent record of details, so that whoever subsequently observes them acts a, a clear perception of the place of events and the positions of the object. In addition, they act as an kind of artificial memory. Forensic planimetry. The planimetry is the change of studying, evaluating, and the graphical representing the form and the precision, as well as the body and the subject. and in the final clim- climbing plan, which included graphical information and the provided in the place online, the location of the furniture and the objective, the elements, the test elements, and the final position, positions of the calendar, among others. Molding. Occasionally, certain things consisting of negative imprints printed on soft surface such as mud, sand, loose soil, snow, production of footprints or barefoot as well as by tires. Canes will be found on the sands. Crucial animals' legs for which it will be necessary to resort to the technique of molding to the footprints in order to live them and study them comparatively from mold to mold.
Collection of clues: firearm, blood shells, assumption of blood, a red liquid, assumption of cocaine or white powder, fingerprints on firearm and beer bottles, cigarettes.
Supply of evidence to laboratory. The transport or supply of physical evidence to the laboratory must be carried out under strict safety regulation to avoid alteration, loss, deterioration, or contamination, or the same. The safety and most recommendable for the scientific of physical evidence is that it is staff investigation. The fact is responsible for transfer of the evidence to the laboratory. It is important that they are not sent neat packed indication that correspond to more than one case, since it can cause problems such as improper mixing of signs. Chain of custody. It is defined as the controlled procedure that is applied to the material indication related to the crime, from its location to its assembly those in charge of this analysis, usually expert, and that purpose not to be treated the magent of them, and thus avoid alteration, substitution, contamination, or destruction. From the localization, fixation, collection, packing, and transfer of the evidence in the scene of the incident to the presentation to the debate, the chain of custody must warrant that the producer used had been successful, and that the evidence that was collected in the scene is the same that is being presented to the court or the one analyzed in the respective expert opinion. When collecting the evidence, the important thing is the meaning, the value that it will have in the investigation process and through the chain of custody. This value will be relevant because it will not be able to be changed. Signs complete with the procedure that must be followed regarding the evidence in the scene. Any investigation process is the following: proper collection of the signs, proper preservation of the signs, and delivery service by the health service.